So, very good morning here from Germany on a Saturday, working on the weekend like usual, guys. Let me know, guys, if you can hear me well. As you have seen yesterday in the stream, I took out my magnificent microphone out of my suitcase and start to give you a little bit of a better, let's say, let me just see. It seems the stream. Okay. Okay. It seems. Sorry, guys. I just had to check the stream because it seems that it was not quite right. So actually, yeah, welcome to another stream, and let me know if the sound quality is better, or if you can hear me well, if everything works well, and let me obviously know where you are watching from. We are streaming today on a Saturday. Even the stock market is closed. I believe there's so many fantastic news and things to talk about it. So before diving in, let's make sure to thumb up the video if you like. And this is today's live agenda. Okay, we will talk about the breaking news from the stock market and the financial worlds. Then we will have a look into the value versus growth investing. Okay, this is something that I spoke about over the last couple of weeks too. And I want to just emphasize because I just saw a graphic that I find it quite interesting. So I will elaborate on that. And then obviously I want to just talk about a few sentences about yesterday night's stream. Maybe you joined, maybe you didn't join, but it was revolutionary. Neuralink, the other brain implant company by Elon Musk, just showed us what they did over the last 12 months. So super excited. And if you want to later on have the full stream, I made it last night together with 500 other people that watched live. Super appreciated that we had so many viewers yesterday. And let's dive directly into those breaking news as of this morning. Okay, so apparently there is the hedge fund manager Stephen Cohen. I don't know if you know him, but he's actually known as a very, very good trader, or made his billions by making very, very good trading. So he was one of the very, very top traders. Then, there was some kind of insider trading within his company. Then everything broke down, and now he's back on track. And he has apparently so much money that he want to invest a lot of money into the New York Mets club. So this is quite interesting. It seems that it's a brand new fashion for billionaires to invest into sport clubs. I actually, thought about it one day. Maybe I will be so fortunate that I will be able to invest in a football club. This would be amazing, guys. I think, but the question is really, what are the financials to it? The club must be super, super successful, right? Not only on the pitch, but also outside the pitch with selling merch, having a great marketing as well. So there's so many facets to it that makes this thing super exciting. Bringing enough capital and having the economics to bring enough capital to bring good players and talents and so on and so forth. So super interesting field. I didn't saw any return of investment calculations on that, but for some companies or for some people out there, obviously it's more of a prestige to own a club, right? For example, for the Qataris, they own Paris Saint-Germain, which is one of the biggest clubs in France, and obviously, this is a nice prestige. Then we have some sheikhs from Abu Dhabi that own Manchester City. Then we have, the Russians own Chelsea, Roman Abramovich. So it's a very interesting game between those, let's say, billionaires out there. So quite interesting. Let me just have a look from where we are watching today. We have people, our members, Kevin Poo from Netherlands. Then we have Timothy from Greece. We have people from South Carolina. We have people from Cape Breton, Canada, Germany, Montreal, Indiana, and Kansas this morning. Okay, so very international. Then I want to talk about this guy here. For me, this guy is one of the smartest people on Wall Street, indeed, one of the most successful out there as well. He is the billionaire behind the Square. What was his fund? Square something. I have to look it up. But anyway, Bill Ackman is saying something or thematizing something very interesting. He's saying, the inequality between the very, very rich people around the world as well as the very, very poor people gets bigger and bigger, and this can develop in a Black Swan type event. As you know, a Black Swan is an event that nobody have foreseen and can bring something like a financial crisis, a political revolution or whatsoever. So this is quite interesting what he's, applying here. And therefore, I think he also give us a solution or a suggestion, right? He's actually saying, Andre Liduk, he just posted it in the comments, Square Pershing Capital. Exactly. So thank you very much for that, Andre. Mario also joined, one of our longest members from London, guys. If you are actually wondering, those members are supporters of this channel. This is obviously always highly appreciated. You can actually choose from one of three tiers. You can get the Wolfpack Gold, where you support the channel, or you can get even the access to the Discord chat with the second tier, or the third tier, even 101 with me, which I'm super excited personally about it, because it's just amazing to talk about stocks and other things with members in a very private environment. So check it out with the join button below all my videos. So he's actually giving us also a solution. Bill Ackman is actually saying, what would be if we would give every American, right, when they are born, an investment account? Imagine, this would be fantastic, right? And imagine they would get one stock, or, maybe a quarter of a stock, or a quarter, or in the S&P 500, right? This would be actually super amazing if you see, the government spending lots and lots of money into stimulus. This would be a fantastic way to, even bring the investment world to so many other people. If you are thinking that when they are getting born, they will get an investment account, maybe with some stocks already in it, some American stocks, as they are American citizens. So this would be quite amazing and quite interesting to see if this can be realized. Okay, so let's further have a look into one of the biggest frauds that we had. Okay, Wirecard, the German big fraud. Big shame on this company and the management. What happened there was absolutely insane. $2 billion were never existing, actually, okay, in the books of Wirecard. And then what happens now? Obviously, the company filed for insolvency because they didn't have enough money to cover bills and so on. So actually what's happening now in the UK, the Wirecard's UK unit confirms plans to sell assets. So this is usually normal if a company goes busted or goes bankrupt, that other companies jumping on it and seeing which actually assets are worth to them. So this is something that is usually happening, and therefore this is actually happening in the UK with Wirecard's unit over there. Then we have Amazon. Amazon, as you know, is one of the biggest sharks out there, I would say, okay? Always on the search for the next big thing to open, which vertical integration into the further e-commerce business. And obviously, the last mile delivery. So something that UPS, the US Postal Service, FedEx is currently doing for them. Obviously, this is a big chunk of the money, right? I mean, it's to bring those packages to the customers, and Amazon is doing a lot to cut in those profits of FedEx and UPS, which will be bad for those companies because at least like 10% of the revenue comes from Amazon, and therefore we having the headline now that they are ordering 1,800 electric vans from Mercedes. Big order for Mercedes, obviously, and big win also for the electrification of the whole world, which is fantastic for the overall situation and overall companies like Tesla and NIO and other electric car manufacturers, because as more electric cars are out there, as more casual it's get, as more cars they can sell, right? So this is obviously positive. If you're wondering why they didn't order more from Rivian, well, Rivian is still busy or will be busy in the next couple of years to deliver the 100,000 vans that they ordered already, because Jeff Bezos is actually invested into Rivian as well, and therefore that's obviously putting money from Amazon into his own pocket, literally into another company that he owns as well, or is a big investor at least. Okay, so this is quite interesting as well. Then we had Apple finally suspend Fortnite maker Epic Games. You remember usually when the games come out on the platforms on Apple, they are getting like I think 30% of the revenues that are being even made in-app. So if you are inside an app and purchase there something, then Apple gets 30% of the pie. Now, Fortnite maker Epic Games tried to overcome this, and obviously, Apple as a household and the platform owner said, this obviously is not good for us, and we want to have our percentage, and therefore we are banning you out of our platform, which is super bad, obviously, for Fortnite maker Epic Games, because Apple is one of the biggest platforms between Android Play Store and the Apple Store. So big revenue is missing here, and just because Epic Games want to have a little bit more revenue, they are now risk that they are getting a big chunk of the revenue not incoming, right? I mean, this is crazy. Who made this decision at Epic Games is maybe not having a job for much longer. So this is quite interesting to see in the next couple of days. Then a very interesting comment by one of the Fed guys. Okay, so the Fed is we have the Federal Bank of America with the chairman Jerome Powell, and this is like a come together of different Feds of all America. All right, so you can imagine that there's a lot of people there involved. There's the head of the Fed in New York. There's the head of Fed of, let's say, California, and so on. So actually, one of those Fed guys is saying that they are making exactly the right move to keep rates low, and he says that the recession is over. So this is quite interesting because this would mean for the very first time, it would mean that a Fed, and this is ridiculous, guys, okay? There was a financial or economical crisis here that was just pushed away by Fed money, and this is just absolutely insane. I mean, if this is really true, right, by the measurements that we can do afterwards, if we had really a recession and the recession was gone after a couple of months just because so much stimulus was put into the market, this would be unique, never done before, and therefore I'm super interested that this is, this kind of statement is really great. And he's also saying that the third quarter will be, and this is a quote, one of the best quarters ever for economic growth in the US. So this is quite interesting, and this is a good, let's say, break to look into the comments here, just to say hello to some viewers. We have people from Texas here as well, Newcastle, Kansas, Indiana, and Montreal. So let me know if you're just joined where you're watching from, and make sure to smash that subscribe button on my second channel if you haven't done it yet. We start soon the content production on this channel as well, and make sure to follow me on Instagram if you like, Wolf of Dubai Danny, if you haven't, and make sure to thumb up this live stream. This is always helping creators to get more audience, to appreciate the work that goes on into those live streams and content creations and so on. So this is obviously always highly appreciated. Further, I would like to dive with you into the performance of growth and value stocks, okay? And I said this I think one time or a few times before, but currently we are seeing that value stocks will be the hot asset on the stock market because the following is happening, okay? And I think maybe I should pull out therefore a chart here. Let me just do that right now here in the background. So if you are going into the S&P 500, let me just show it to you guys. You will see that the S&P 500 obviously went positive for the year, even with this crazy dive into in March. All right, so but if we compare this now with a value stock like, for example, Boeing, right, and let's make this in pink. So as you can see, the value stock actually never really recovered so far, okay? Same with, let's say, another impacted company, let's say Hilton, right? Hilton worldwide, also the hotel business is very much down. So also here, Hilton never really recovered to the prior levels. So these companies will be super interesting once we have a vaccine, or once we have good news on the health side, because then those companies will get back to those levels, and then you have, let's say in the case of Boeing, opportunity to go back 50%, at least back to those levels, or here 20% with Hilton, and buying really big great companies with huge value. This is actually what Warren Buffett would do. So I think Warren Buffett is actually doing this right now, waiting for the news or the end of the tunnel, and then, investing heavily in those value stocks because they are now on discount, right? So this will be quite interesting to see, and therefore I think that this will happen in the next couple of months, and then meanwhile we will also then see further, once this is settled, let's say the value stocks will have the value that, according to traditional measures, they are valued to perfection or valued nicely or even a little bit overvalued, then the money will go back, because we will have a lot of cheap money on the market, will go back to the growth stocks. And I think, we will have a really push into growth stocks like Tesla, Virgin Galactic, Beyond Meat, and so on and so forth. Peloton, right? Those companies will heavily thrive on those cheap money markets, because value stocks will not return so much money, but the growth stocks can always grow, and even when they do not make profits, the stock will go higher if the business is growing 50, 70, 100% per year. So this is something important that you should know. So I think if you want to have some lower risk gains in the 2%, low 2% areas, then maybe try to look for big value companies like Boeing or Hilton. This kind of companies you can always buy and be quite safe, and then you should, over the next couple of months or 1 or 2 years, make decent returns on this money. But if you want to have this crazy returns but with a little bit more risk, then obviously you are investing like myself into things like Tesla, Beyond Meat, Space, NEO, or whatever is your favorite growth stock. This is obviously quite interesting. So let's have a look further into the stream. What else is there to show you? So so finally I wanted to talk about Neuralink. So Neuralink, I made the live stream yesterday. Thank you for those people who are who joined yesterday. I think it was super fun. It was a 2-hour stream. So if you want to have a look into this, this is the thumbnail that you need to look for, and it's about Elon Musk's company Neuralink. They are making interfaces that they put in your brain, in your skull, and it reads the information that it's electronically transmitted between neurons, and it's scanning those and can interpret those. And it was quite amazing that they showed us a better device, a smaller device, that it goes here under your hair, under your skull. And then actually they put it also into pigs. And the pigs were, eating, for example, and you could see all those signals that are going on in the brain. And the final product that the team in Neuralink is actually working on is that you can one day work with this device and use it like a cell phone, but controlled by your mind. So, for example, you want to know, who was the third president of the United States. You just think about it. In a microsecond, you would look into the database, which could be Wikipedia, for example. You get back the information and you know everything by a microsecond. Okay, so you can get all the wisdom. You can speak all the languages in the world. You can fight signal disturbance diseases, like for example, if someone is paralyzed, you could basically send those signals that I'm walking back to the legs. So this will be absolutely insane. And the final goal of Elon Musk is really to be competition based against the AI, because AI can be very, very dangerous for us once it's super intelligent. So I think that this is something that we really need, and Elon Musk known for some crazy ideas and that he really execute them. So it's really science fiction to see, and I love it. So check it out if you want, if you have some time today or on the weekend. The first half an hour you can skip from the 2 hours stream, because it was anyway delayed by Neuralink, so you have 1.5 hours, and it's very interesting, and I put some comments to it, so if you want, check it out. Otherwise, on the way out, I'm highly appreciating if you are thumbing up this live stream, and I wish you obviously a very healthy, a very sunny, a very entertaining, a very safe and super amazing weekend, maybe the best weekend that you ever had. So thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic Saturday, and goodbye.